If you're consistently scoring under 250 points in Yahtzee, like I am, you're probably making one critical mistake, and it has nothing to do with luck. In this video, I'll show you the one strategy that high scorers use to win consistently, as well as some other useful tips. This is Legendary Tactics. I play Yahtzee with my wife all the time, and if you can see my score here, she beats me just about every time. So I decided it's time to figure out why I'm so bad at this game. Is it just that it's a random luck dice game? Well, there's a little bit more nuance to it than that. So I'll get right to the point. The key to winning Yahtzee is not chasing Yahtzees. The key is getting the 35-point upper section bonus. Basically, this bonus wins you more games on average. To earn it, you need 63 points in the upper section. The simplest way to think about this is to treat 3 of each number as a kind of par. In other words, 3 1s, 3 2s, and 3 3s, all the way through 3 6s. And that equals exactly 63 points. Every roll you keep should move you closer to getting those precious bonus points. If you do a little better in the 6 category, and you get 4 of those, then it means you can do worse in the other categories. If you ignore this rule, your score will suffer, game after game, no matter how many fancy combinations you hit elsewhere. So here's a strategy that great players use all the time. If you roll 4 5s or 6s in that upper section, and that box is still open, you should score it up there, not in the bottom. Why? Because overscoring the high numbers gives you some insurance. It allows you to miss on low numbers before or afterwards, like scoring only 2 3s maybe, or 1 2, or even 0 1s, and you could still get the bonus. This effectively gives you multiple chance spaces where you can dump bad rolls without missing out on that bonus, and without necessarily losing the game. When you score the 3 of a kind, or 4 of a kind, you score the total of the dice. That means you want those totals to be as big as possible, clearly. But a lot of times players score these when they get decent points with 5s and 6s. But you must dare to be different, of course, whenever possible. Use 5s or 6s for those boxes if you can, but only after you've filled the matching upper section box. Never sacrifice upper section progress to score a flashy lower category roll. That's how average games happen, and you don't want to be average, do you? Many players forget one important fact. A full house, 4 of a kind, or heck, even a Yahtzee can be legally scored as 3 of a kind. This flexibility is huge because it lets you preserve valuable categories if you need to, while not wasting strong rolls at the same time. It also lets you chase Yahtzees guilt-free. High scores ultimately come from flexibility, not from perfection. When is it a good time to chase a Yahtzee? Very simply, it makes sense if your opening roll has a pair, and 3 of a kind or 4 of a kind. This is true especially if the upper section of your matching numbers is already filled, or if the main number rolled is a 5 or a 6. But be careful with 1s and 2s. Scoring something like 1 1 1 2 3 for 8 points in the 3 of a kind or chance box almost never wins games. In those cases, it's often better to pivot early towards higher numbers and see what comes up. However, if the 1s or 2s are not filled in the upper section, then go for it. Sometimes 0 is the best score. In most cases, if not all games of Yahtzee, sooner or later, you will be forced to take a 0. So here's some math most players don't know, but it is important. There are only 6 combinations that produce a Yahtzee. All 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s. There's 240 combinations that produce a large straight. So if you're choosing between the two, the correct move almost every time is to zero out the Yahtzee category, even though it hurts. It's frankly the only move that is statistically sound. In the end, Yahtzee isn't all about luck. It's about staying disciplined, playing the odds wisely, and planning for the long term, at least as far as that is possible with only 13 scoring boxes to fill. Focus on the upper section bonus, overscore high numbers there, and stop sacrificing future points for short-term satisfaction. If you play this way, your scores will rise and your wins will follow. If this helped, consider subscribing for more board and dice game strategy guides, and let me know in the comments what your most legendary Yahtzee score is. Until next time, get out there, get gaming, and be legendary.